games here from college basketball to cover. I think we've got close to 8 or 12 games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern or later. We'll have a lot of coverage on those. Let's take a look at our crew for today. We'll start it off here. We got our new guy on the show here, Vlad Nedelku, will join us, making his debut. You'll find him over at Big Dogs Premium. Rod Zawaki will be with us. Alex Smart will get us started here today. Chris Ruffalo will serve as co-host. Of course, we've got Alaninos and Ron Romanelli making a special Wednesday appearance on the show. So let me go ahead and welcome here my buddy Chris Ruffalo. Let's get the show started. I know you guys have been putting some picks. Any updates here on the contest?
Oh man, we got a ton of picks coming in already. You know, we're only in day one. I know you hear the old adage, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Well, nobody told me that because I got out of the gates really slow today, and we're still not even halfway done with entering all the picks, and we're just happy to see that everybody's so interested in it though, and that there's so much excitement for everything that's going on at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Plays. And what a way to kick off the holidays. I mean, we've got our capper contest. It's absolutely fantastic, and we've only got bigger and better things coming the rest of the month and in 2021.
All right, we certainly do. All right, guys, we got a lot of picks coming up. A little less chit-chat now from here on the rest of the show, so let's go and welcome in Alex Smart. You'll find him over at Big Dogs Premium. Let's see if we get Alex aboard here. Alex, how you doing today?
Good, gentlemen. How are you?
Yeah, can't complain. I know we're going to be looking here at we're going to be looking at this UNLV game against Alabama. What you got?
I'm going to ride Alabama all the way. Just looking at the cursory number here, we're not taking into consideration any spreads or anything else. But UNLV in a neutral court environment has lost 6 straight times. Failed to cash 6 straight times. From a sort of a more of a stable situation, just looking at the floor, UNLV is not stable, and other than Hamilton, this team's going nowhere. So Alabama is going to make some noises here in the SEC. That's my prediction, and I'm going to lay the points here tonight with Alabama. All
right, Alex Smart says go ahead and lay the points here with Alabama against a UNLV team that does not look very good. Chris, what say you on this matchup?
I mean, I can't disagree. Because I was watching that UNLV North Carolina game last night. I had a vested interest in that game, and I won't lie to you. I had North Carolina laying the points. When I saw UNLV went up 13-0, I was like, whoa. But then I was like, you know what? I'm not worried. I think North Carolina, like I said yesterday, I think this team's still going to come out a bit on a mission, and they're going to play with a bit of a chip on their shoulder. And then you blink, and then they're up by 25 in the second half, and that's a little bit of North Carolina's prowess and talent, what they have, and I think that's a little bit what we're going to see from UNLV going forward this season. This was a team that beat San Diego State last year, but they don't look very good early on. I'm with Alex on this one. I think Bryce Hamilton's the only thing that team has going for them right now, and after that, it's a long way down.
Yeah, it looks like a long way down there for the UNLV running Rebels, running tough up there. All right, Alex, you let us off here. A lot of action tonight from college basketball. What you got going on over at Big Dogs Premium?
Well, as the week goes on, we're going to have a lot of college basketball, big football card coming up this weekend, and I just want everybody to join me. I'm ready to explode in a big way, moving towards Christmas presents for everybody.
That's right, guys. Alex Smart's been in business a long time. Why don't you pick up one of those long-term passes? You got that 30-day all-sports pass. Get all of Alex's plays for 30 days. That would cover the NFL, college football, college basketball. The NBA starts in 3 weeks. We're 3 weeks away from today to start college basketball. So lots going on. Why not get on board with Alex Smart? All right, Alex, as always, great having you on the show. Have yourself a great night, and we'll talk with you in a couple of days.
Nice seeing you guys. Take care. Bye.
All right, buddy, Alex Smart here on the drive through. All right, Chris Ruffalo joined me back here, and we'll continue on the show. And Chris, it's your turn to step forward here. You're going to be looking at a game here between Central Michigan and FIU.
If I could, shame on you, Tony. You ruined my surprise a little bit, but we do have our Advent calendar right here, and like I promised, day number 1, we're going to see what's in store for you guys today. Well, nice. Let's see here. I'm going to move back. And we have, I don't know if you guys can read that, a free premium pick, and like Tony mentioned, we're looking at this game between Central Michigan and FIU, and I'll tell you, I love Central Michigan tonight. You look at what FIU's done. Yes, they're 2-0, but they played Division II Flagler in both of those games. One game that FIU won by 4, and one they won by 7. And in those games, they were both tied at the half, and Flagler actually outshot FIU in the second game. It was only because FIU had a volume of shots going in for that game that they won that game. That's the only reason that FIU took that game. Central Michigan, I think, is just going to be the better team here. FIU, if you're barely beating a Division II team in back-to-back games, one game I can understand, but back-to-back games, you're scraping by in both games, you're automatically on the dead list to me. You look at Central Michigan, I think Central Michigan comes in here, busts up FIU. There's a reason this team was one of the more higher scoring teams in the country last year, excuse me. Easy for me to say. But I think Central Michigan comes in here. I wouldn't be surprised if they won this game outright, but I'm taking the Central Michigan Chippewas plus the 4 points just to be safe. And I think that you guys are going to cash straight ahead tonight. That's why I made my premium list. We're just starting December off. We're going to start off with winners tonight, I'm telling you.
Winners right here from Chris Ruffalo. You see him right there. Central Michigan plus the 4. All right, Chris, quarter after the hour. Why don't you let everybody know what you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Well, we started today off with the college basketball, and we're 2-0 to start the day. And I still have my my Tuesday 3-point package up there for the college hoops tonight. You already got one of the picks, the Central Michigan, but I have a couple plays up there. They might have something to do with a couple of high-profile games on the slate tonight. You'd have to buy that package to find out. Again, easy for me to say. I think I ate the chocolate in the advent calendar before the show. It's still stuck in my teeth. But I think we're going to have some solid college basketball days coming up. Currently number 3 on the college basketball leaderboards right now. Got a 3-day, 7-day, 30 pass up there. Got my college basketball season pass up there. I'm going to have NBA coming up there soon. Guys, we're heating up. Do not miss out on this. Trust me. We're going to put cash in your pocket over the course of the holidays. Hop on board.
Hop on board with Chris Ruffalo over at Pig Dogs Premium. Doing very well this year in college basketball. He's documented up there at Pig Dogs Premium. Why not pick up one of those long-term passes? You want to try him out for 7 days? Go for it. You'll get all of his plays, college basketball, college hoops, NFL for 7 days. Of course, we got a game going on tomorrow from the NFL, so you want to get on board. Early start, so be sure to check out Chris Ruffalo over at Pig Dogs Premium. All right, continue on here on the drive-thru. We got a lot more picks coming up, guys. We're going to cover a lot. All the games are from tonight. So every game on this show will be from tonight. So we'll get you out of here in time to bet those contests. So let's go ahead and welcome right now El Ninos to the show. We'll be talking to El. El, how you doing today?
Not off to the fantastic start that Chris is, but want to know to start the day. So I'll take that and hope to keep rolling through the night.
Let's keep it rolling, El Ninos. Okay, you're off. I guess Loyola Marymount isn't playing tonight, so you had to pick a different game. So we got Davidson and Providence going after each other here with the Providence a short favorite here.
Yeah, it should be a pretty interesting matchup between two teams coming in at 1-1. Davidson coming off that really tough 2-point loss to Texas. They really gave it all they had and almost pulled off a pretty big upset there. Providence, on the other hand, coming off that very disappointing loss to Indiana, but they also blew Fairfield out in their season opener. So it should be interesting to see which Providence team we see here. They may be ranked a bit higher, but I do think Davidson's a bit underrated. So I think Davidson keeps rolling here. They take that good effort they put up last night and bring it into tonight's game, and slightly easier matchup for them than Texas, so I think they get the job done tonight.
All right.
Not saying that Providence is a bad team by any team, sorry, but they're not quite Texas either, and I think Davidson gives them a run for their money here.
You like Davis against Providence. All right, Chris, what's your thoughts on this? I think of Providence, I think of a lot of three-point shooting, sometimes not a lot of defense, but Providence, they like to shoot the threes.
No, that they do, but the problem is sometimes Providence doesn't have the ability to sort of match the kind of shooting that Davidson brings to the table. Their experience, they've got guys like Kellen Grady, they have Hyun Jung Lee, who led the team in scoring in the first game. I think the difference for me, though, is you want to have teams that are in good form on such a short turnaround. Providence just looked horrendous against Indiana, an Indiana team that got waxed by Texas today, while Davidson, they took Texas to overtime, and they almost beat the Longhorns. They hung with them the whole way. I just think the Wildcats is a better team, plenty of depth on a short turnaround. I think I need to see more from Providence before I'm going to confidently back them in any sort of situation. So I'm with Al on this one. I like Davidson on the money line as well.
All right, Davis on the money line gets all the votes here on the panel. All right, Al, as we approach half past the hour, what do you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
I said I still have a couple plays up. If you want to check them out, let me double check what I got going on. I got two college basketball plays still up there. Actually, there's each up for sale individually. My 3-pack went off earlier, as I said, came through with USC. Actually, I mentioned them on their first college basketball shows. Don't always back them like I like Maryland so far this year, but I thought this was a great spot for them, and sure enough, they came through. So go Trojans.
All right, on the Trojans, they get the money here. It gets the BYU. All right, so check out Alanitos over at Pig Dogs Premium. Long-term pass will get you covered. He covers all the major sports, college basketball, NFL, college football. Of course, he also delves into the Premier League soccer. You'll get that when you pick up one of those long-term passes. All right, Al, as always, great having you on your show. Have yourself a great night. We'll talk with you tomorrow.
All right, you guys have a good one. Good luck on your bets tonight.
All right, everybody. Alanitos here on the drive through. Let's continue on. I guess we got up next is Rod Zawaki, and we'll welcome Rod into the show here in just a second. We'll pull him up. Of course, Rod has been very busy with that contest, but he gave us his time for today. Rod, how you doing, my man?
Doing good. Busy as always.
Oh, I know you're busy, but you picked one of the prime games. So you're gonna give us some really red meat today. Kentucky and Kansas is your pick for today. As we look here at the odds, with Kansas laying at 4.5, total sits here at 143, and of course Kansas. They struggled in that game against Gonzaga. Kentucky's a young team. They're young every year, right? They're rebuilding new players on the court. How do you see it?
For me, I look at this game. The last time these two teams played was last January, so almost a year ago. Kentucky won that game 71-63. And yeah, Kentucky did lose a couple guys to the NBA. But they got some nice recruits in there. Brandon Boston Jr. Averaging 15 points his first game, 20 points his next game. So he just keeps getting better. Is he wrong? Great defensive player. Helps in the defensive end. Huge. He's got 18, averaging 15 points. They also got transfer Oliver Sarr from Wake Forest. Nice veteran presence to help these young guys along. Really like this Kentucky team. And I'm a guy that anybody who knows me, I'm usually the guy that's back in the Jayhawks here, and I'm going to go against them. I think Kentucky comes in here and gets the win. Take Kentucky to win and beat them outright.
All
Give me
right,
Kentucky money line.
Coming here on the money line, plus 170 against Kansas. Chris, what say you in this matchup?
You know, I know Rod's telling you the God's honest truth because I've seen the Rock Chalk Jayhawk tattoo on his lower back. But, we talk about Kansas. For anybody who doesn't know, I'm joking about the tattoo. It was one night.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
I mean, I know we've been hanging out all day today, but TMI. So, Rob made a great point. Olivier Sarr, I don't think bringing him in from Wake Forest can really be understated. As far as this one goes, though, I mean, far be it from me to think that a Kentucky team isn't going to show up in back-to-back games. I mean, you have to believe that Coach Cal's sort of ripped into his guys after coming out completely flat against Richmond and having Richmond just simply look like the better team. Kansas, they did lose to Gonzaga, and there's no shame in that. But, Bill Self over the years, even with the more talented teams, what does he always seem to struggle with? The teams that are more athletic. And, when Kentucky keeps bringing in these one-and-done guys, yes, these guys get experience in the bigger games, but you bring in these kids that are 18, 19 years old. They're ready and raring to go. They're as athletic as you can get them. And I think they're going to be flying all over the court here. Yes, I like Kansas to have a little bit more of a rock-solid mentality where they're more comfortable in this environment. But I just think Kentucky's energy might be too much here. I think I like the idea of the Kentucky money line play as well.
All right, you got an agreement there from Chris here with the money line on Kentucky. All right, Rod, what you want to let everybody know what you have going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Tonight I still got Rod's Tuesday night slam Michigan State matchup tonight, and it's a slam dunk winner. You want to jump over on the site and grab it. week, all of December. Grab yourself a week package or something long term, and Mitchell will equal it. You'll get yourself a consensus report for the same amount of time. So you buy a week package, you'll get a consensus report for a week. You buy a month, you get a consensus report for a month. Can't go wrong with that. That's great Christmas savings to everybody. Jump aboard. We got lots of great sports action coming up this week ahead.
Yeah, lots of action here. Feast week, lots of college hoops. We got NFL this week, college football, and of course NBA in 3 weeks. Why not get on board with Rod Zawaki? Long-term passes now available over at Pig Dogs Premium. All right, Rod, as always, great having your show. Continued success out there, and we'll talk with you tomorrow.
You guys have yourself a wonderful night, and go.
All right, stay tuned for that birdcage play at the end of the show. And don't from Rod Zawaki. Guys, don't forget, we recap the plays at the end of the show. So if you're just signing in, we did cover that Alabama game, right? That was our first pick of the show. So stay tuned when we do the recaps. We'll make sure every pick is covered here. So here on the drive-through. Continue on. We're going to bring in our buddy Ron Romanelli. You can hear him on Saturday mornings on the morning show at 10 a.m. Eastern time with Mitch and company. He's making an appearance today on the show. He's on the plus side. You see him plus side college football and doing well in college basketball. All the Pig Dogs doing great in college basketball this season. Let's bring him in. Ron Romanelli. How you doing, Ron?
Hey, Tony. Doing great.
All right. Great to have you aboard here. I know you're going to be looking at this matchup here between Cleveland State and Toledo. It opened 9, Toledo down to 8.
Yes, I am. The Toledo Rockets started the year 1-2 so far. The 2 losses against tough teams in Bradley by 2 points and Xavier by 3, so not shameful losses by any means. Toledo took care of business against Oakland, as many teams have done except Michigan this season. And, they have 2 guards, Ryan Rollins and Marion Jackson. These are guys that can just take over the game offensively, defensively. Marion Jackson, I think, has scored and assisted on 46% of the Toledo offense this season. They're just dynamic guards for Toledo. And you look on the flip side, Cleveland State, this is their season debut. This is their first game of the season. And although they may have a decent year in the Horizon League, this is a really tough spot for this team to go into Toledo to make their debut against a team that's already gotten 3 tough games under their belt. You look at this, the recent history between these 2 teams. Toledo's beaten Cleveland State 7 straight times, and Toledo has won the last 4 by at least double digits. Now, the line opened up at 10, and now it's falling as we speak to about 8, 7.5 in some spots. And I think this is just a prime example of the Sharps getting this one wrong and the public getting this one wrong. I like Toledo in this spot. And, Cleveland State, first game of the year, they were 300-plus in offensive efficiency last season, only scored 64 points per game. This is a tough game to find their offensive rhythm. Toledo's going to roll here.
All right, Ron Romanelli says take Toledo -8. Chris, what say you in this matchup?
Yeah, this was one of the tougher ones, I think, on the board for me. I mean, Ron made a great point that, Toledo, this is a team that they do have 2 losses on their schedule. They are, forgivable losses. I mean, the only thing that made me nervous with Toledo is that Cleveland State's returning a bunch of, I'd say that actually probably the majority of their team from last year. But again, this is the Akron effect. And I know Tony knows what I'm talking about when I say the Akron effect. You look at college football, the Akron Zips returned 89% of their team from last year, but it was still a team that scored 10, 11 points a game. So that's not going to do you much good, because chances are history is going to repeat itself. This is one of the few times where it actually might. And, same thing with Cleveland State. They're returning a bunch of that roster, but a roster that finished, in like the bottom 50 or even bottom 40 teams in terms of offensive efficiency last year. Toledo, they've got Jackson, they've got, I'm forgetting his name, I'm blanking off the top of my head right now. But this is still, like Ron said, it's a Toledo team that's owned the Cleveland State Vikings over recent years. The last 7 meetings they've won, the last 4 by double digits. I think they make it 5 in a row here. I'm on Toledo laying the 8 as well.
All right, you got an agreement there. Ron Romanelli here with Toledo laying the 8 points. All right, Ron, as approach the bottom of the hour, why don't you let everybody know what you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Yeah, well, as I've said on this show and on the morning show many times, college basketball, my favorite time of the year, my number 1 sport to bet on. And there's never been a better time to grab that college basketball all-season pass on the website. $3.99, you get every single play of mine for college hoops. We're off to a decent year. We're not killing the leaderboards by any means, but I can feel myself getting hot. And the big thing is we're making smart plays, good value plays where the line and the money is moving in our favor. So if you do that often and every single day, every pick over and over, That's where you get your positive ROI. So save that money, grab that package, all season pass, and let's get some winners this year.
That's right. He'll get you winners. Ron Romanelli over at Pig Dog Supreme. You see the long-term passes there, 7-day, 30-day. Pick one up right now from Ron Romanelli over at Pig Dog Supreme. All right, Ron, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great night. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
All right, everybody, Ron Romanelli here on the drive-through. Guys, we're going to continue on our coverage. As I said, reminder to you, we're here Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, with picks for all the primetime games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time or later. We're now in a basketball season. There's going to be a lot of action, so be sure to tune in, set those notifications, give us that thumbs up, show them a thumbs up, and you bang that like button, Chris, and you're all set, and you help us grow, and we'll continue on with all the free picks coverage here on the drive-through. What do you got, Chris?
And potentially you won't get onto keyboard number 62.
Oh, that's right. Yes, you don't want to get on.
That's what I asked Santa for this year, was keyboard number 63, because I know I just want to have it ready to go for when I break this one. Draw the smashing of the like buttons and a thumbs up.
Awesome. All right, so we welcome now, as we continue on with the drive-through, our newest capper here, Vlad Nedelku. Vlad, how you doing? You're already in the holiday spirit, my man.
Thank you, Tony. I'm honored to be here among the greatest handicappers in the world today.
Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard here to our show, The Drive-Thru. You'll find Vlad over at Pig Dog Supreme. And Vlad, you're going in for some heavy hitting here. You're looking at a big game, 7:30 Eastern Time, Michigan State and Duke. Duke laying about 3.5. Total sits about 149.
Yes, guys. I'm gonna follow the recent trends that are favoring the over in this game. Let's see here. In the past 8 out of 10 games went over between these two Michigan State and Duke, and also 13 games out of Duke last 17 went over, and 5 out of Michigan State last 5 went over. I really like the over, guys. Both of these teams have also struggled with turnovers, and that should mean a little extra possessions for us and some fast points. I really go in with 2 units of my bankroll on the over 149.
All right, Vlad says go ahead and take Michigan State and Duke to go over the 149. Chris, what say you on this big TV game?
Yeah, this game's absolutely massive. And I mean, if you look at the side, I've heard it from both sides. You know, Michigan State's still got some talent. And then you hear that, well, Tom Izzo's struggled against Duke in his career. I think Duke's 12-2 in their career against Tom Izzo and Tom Izzo's tenure. But I like the over here as well. You look at last year's meeting in East Lansing, 162 points. These are two teams that are not afraid to fly up and down the court and not afraid to score the basketball. They're not afraid to, take shots and run and gun. And, like I was saying with Kansas earlier in the Kentucky game, I think this is another young team for Duke. They're bringing guys in. They're also going to, have some experience, but this is still going to be a fast team. And, Michigan State is not as fast, but they're still going to find their ways to put up 70, maybe up to 75 points in this game. I think Duke's going to do more than enough to help us get over this number. I like the over as well.
All right, agreement here on the over, Michigan State and Duke. All right, Vlad, we just passed the bottom of the hour. What do you have going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Yes, guys, come grab a 3-day Wolf Pack for $79.99 at a great value. I'm going to be smashing this weekend. I already feel it. It's the best time to buy it. Over the weekend, you get more than 10 plays from 3 days in my Vlad's 3-day Wolf Pack. All
right, you get Vlad's 3-day pack right now over at Pig Dogs Premium. Check him out there, guys. He'll get you in the winner's circle. Big game coverage here from Vlad Nedelku. His appearance, first great appearance here on the drive-thru. Vlad, you're based in Vegas?
I am in Vegas, guys.
All right, so you've seen a lot over there. What's the word out in the sports books this year?
Well, they've been hurting. They hurt a lot this weekend. They lost a lot of money, I heard. But you know how they are. They always finish on the top.
Yeah, they serve. That's why we're out here, to try to help the public out there. All right, Vlad, as always, great. Good.
You guys, you can waste your time doing a million things, or you can just take 1 second to give us a thumbs up. Thank you, guys.
That's right, guys. Give us that thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. All right, Vlad, as always, great having you on the show. Have yourself a great night. We'll talk with you next week.
Thank you, sir.
You'll find him over at Pig Dogs Premium. Vlad Nedelku is one of the newest cappers there on the site. He's been in Vegas. He's been friended me in Facebook for about a year now, and he's really active out there in the sportsbooks, guys, so check him out. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Now it's time for yours truly to come up with a play, and we've got one here. We're going to go ahead and look at this game, Eastern Illinois and Dayton. The play here is going to be taking the Dayton Flyers here at minus 15. Now, despite losing 3 starters, the Flyers returned plenty of rotational players this season. There are 3 seniors who are expected to contribute, and that's Jalen Crutcher, Evie Watson, and Rodney Chapman. Talented freshmen and transfers enter this program. Now, Eastern Illinois, a winless team, 2 games losing by double digits each time. Panthers are shooting only 30% from the field and allowing 38% from beyond the arc. And Marquette just crushed them by 25. I look for Dayton to start quickly here. Dayton laying the 15. What do you say, Chris?
Yeah, Dayton was one of those teams I sort of had a bit of I don't want to say a question mark for, because I kind of wondered how they'd fare, in their first year without Obi Toppin. I think they're going to be just kind of like you said. This is still a team that's got Jalen Crutch, still got Ibby Watson, again, like you mentioned. They do have a bunch of freshmen on the roster. There are going to be some growing pains, but I don't see it from Eastern Illinois to put forth back-to-back, decent performances. I just think that, I think we saw Eastern Illinois struggle against Marquette, like you mentioned, and I think Dayton's just going to be too fast for Eastern Illinois here. I expect it to be early on, maybe 8 to 10 points going into the half, and then after halftime, after Dayton's got some water into them, and they've had the halftime talk with the coach, I expect them to sort of pull away as the course goes on. Maybe you win this one by 18 to 20 at the final buzzer, but I'm with you. I like Dayton minus the 15.
All right, agreement there with Dayton laying the 15. All right, guys, it's the drive-thru here Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern time with nothing but picks. It's fast firing here with the drive-thru as we have the Pig Dog Cappers here. And you can always check Pig Dogs Premium for my long-term passes as well. I got a 7 and 30-day pass there over at the side. All right, guys, now it's time to go ahead and recap the picks from today. All right, we started off here with Alex Smart, like I promised our chat folks out there that we would definitely recap the games, and you hadn't missed this one. This was the first one that we covered. We have Alabama minus 11 against UNLV. That was Alex Smart. Chris Ruffalo at Central Michigan plus the 4 against FIU. Al Ninos, who joins us in this segment, he says take Davidson moneyline plus 100 against Providence. Ron Zawaki, take Kentucky moneyline plus 170 against Kansas. That's one of the big TV games for tonight. Ron Romanelli, Toledo minus 8 against Cleveland State. Vlad, he covered the other big TV game for tonight. Michigan State Duke to go over total of 149. Yours truly was on Dayton Flyers minus the 15. We'll start here with Chris. Other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
Okay, I know I said this on one of last week's shows. I'm actually going to do it this time. I think I'm going to parlay all 7 picks that are here because I think I love everything that's on the board. I think that parlay actually would have won. I'm not joking. I think it would have hit. We would have had a push, I think, because one of the games got canceled. But I think we hit all the picks on that one show. But for this one, I'm going to go with Alex Smart. I love Alabama laying the 11 against UNLV. I could even lay it up to 15 or 16. I think they're going to get housed tonight. I like Alabama a lot.
Yeah, I'm with you there with Alabama. All right, Al, other than yours, which one do you like the best?
I agree with Chris. Yeah, I was about to say that, but he took it. I think there's a few parlays here you can put together. Lots of good plays. But I was thinking... Actually, Toledo is actually almost a premium pick of mine, so I guess I will have to go with that one. Alabama's a great one, too, and I like that over as well a lot. I like a lot of these plays. But, yeah, I think they're Toledo.
All right, guys, 7 solid picks here on the show today. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow. We'll have just as many, maybe more tomorrow on our drive-thru show, so be sure to tune in at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And, of course, it all gets started at 10 a.m. Eastern time with the morning show, Mitch and Company. We got Chris Ruffalo. And, of course, we've got Brian Bittler, Rod Zawaki on there. And I'm sure you'll be talking about that Steeler-Ravens game. It will kick off a little after about half hour after you start. I'm sure that'll be one of the games covered.
Absolutely. And I think, it's going to be stacked tomorrow. It's going to be absolutely ridiculous. But you know what? Again, this is what we signed up for, right? I mean, I'd rather take a day where we have to kind of hustle through everything and kind of be a little bit, scatterbrained and figure everything out on the fly and at the last minute than have nothing at all or even on the slower days. So I'm all for it. I'm excited.
Yeah, very excited. All right, guys, this is the drive-through. Let's go ahead and bring the crew back from today and give you guys all a wave goodbye. Have yourself a good night. And don't forget, here we got, as promised, Rod Zawaki with his birdcage play at the end of the show. He likes Central Michigan first half money line plus the 130, and it's a little shaking there over there. It must be a little cold over there. Rod Zawaki. Oh, it's really shaking now. Maybe a tremor going on. All right, guys, as always, have a great night.